What is up, lads? How's it going? How are you getting on? And welcome back to the channel. Game week 12 has just concluded, and with another quick turnaround for game week 13, in this video we'll be looking at how I'm shaping up ahead of the weekend's games. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get close to 2.5k subs before the World Cup. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. We start off the game week with Tuesday's games, with the hope of Brighton getting their clean sheet against a Nottingham Forest side who have failed to score in half of their games this season. Thankfully, they never really threatened the Brighton goal, and Dunk came away with an 8-point return after picking up 2 bonus points. Moving on to Selhurst Park, I somehow found myself with triple Palace and with the hopes of a clean sheet. It wasn't to be, as the Dama Traore scored his only goal for the next few years to annoyingly wipe out my double clean sheet. This would have been massive for my rank, so his goal was a tough one to take. At least Saka finished off the night's game with a goal, bringing an end to a successful start to game week 12. There's a lot of anticipation ahead of Wednesday's fixtures, so let's see how they got on. My Newcastle double up made it 2 clean sheets in a row, where they kept Everton out on Wednesday evening. Kieran Trippier was the main man once again, as he picked up all 3 bonus points for a 9-point return. It now means he hasn't blanked in his last 6 games, and he's been one of my favourite players to own all season. They face a tough opposition in Spurs at the weekend, who'll be looking to bounce back after their loss to Man United, so I'll be hoping he can get an attacking return on Sunday. Before Wednesday's game, Southampton failed to keep a clean sheet since April, so I was expecting my new signing Solanke to grab something against them. Southampton kept them in Bournemouth out in a 1-0 win, so I'll be hoping he can get something Monday night against West Ham. With no fixture for Haaland, the captaincy moved back onto Mo Salah in the hope he'd be playing central. However, this wasn't the case, as he was deployed out in the wing and West Ham kept him quiet. These are the small swings in this game, as if he scored, he would have came away with a double-digit return. At least Salah has Forest now at the weekend, and with a few injuries for Liverpool, he should be playing up front. Hopefully this means he'll be amongst the returns then. The focus then turned to Thursday evening, with the last involvement for my team, with Mitrovic and Pereira facing a struggling Villa. My heart was in my mouth when Mitrovic took his penalty, as I thought Martinez saved it, but thankfully it went under him and into the back of the net. Unfortunately, he didn't get any bonus points, so he came away with a 6-point return. Pereira was also unlucky not to get a return, and since the game last night, Gerrard has now been sacked as Villa manager. After the great start to the game week on Tuesday, a lot was expected, but a poor evening on Wednesday brought me back to reality. I still ended up in a green hour though, and I'm now sitting at 242k overall. I'm aiming to be inside the top 100k before the World Cup, so I'm hoping for another green hour this weekend. Our focus now switches to game week 13 at the weekend, and FPL Salah has once again provided us with the clean sheet odds this week. Man City and Liverpool are the pack leaders, with City facing a Brighton team who haven't scored in the last 3, and Liverpool facing a Forest side who can't seem to find the goal at all. The only downside is my double Newcastle defence ranking in the bottom half for the fixture against Spurs. I won't be expecting a clean sheet, but I'm hoping Pope will get a few save points and Trippier might sneak an attack in return. The 2 popular players being transferred in this week are Saka and Foden, and understandably because of their team's favourable fixture runs. If you're able to get the 2 of them in this week, I'd recommend going for it, but if you can only get one of them in this week, I'd go for Foden, as most teams will have Martinelli. If you can fit one in this week, I'd recommend going for Saka first next week and then Foden the week after. As I've Bone in my team, I'll have to play him this week, and then I'll be moving for Saka for Arsenal's favourable fixture against Forest in game week 14. I'll have to try to fit in Foden after that game week. As I can fit in Foden or Saka this week, I'll be looking to strengthen my defence with bringing Trent back into my team. Liverpool have 2 great fixtures coming up in Forest and Leeds, so I'll be hoping to get some short-term gains in the lead up to the World Cup. Dunk faces some tough opposition in the next 2 in City and Chelsea, so it's probably sensible to move him out of my team first. Trent picked up an 8-point return against West Ham midweek, so I'll be hoping he can mirror this over the next 2 games and maybe add some attacking returns into his game. With the quick turnaround to tomorrow's deadline, here's a few tips I'd be recommending ahead of game week 13. If you're on your wildcard this week, target City, Arsenal, Liverpool, West Ham and Palace, as these have the best fixtures in the lead up to the World Cup. If you have Bone in your team, don't transfer him out this week. Saka and Foden are the top transfer targets. Don't forget, Jesus, Tony and Saliba are all on 4 yellow cards, so if they pick up a 5th, they'll be sitting out 1 game week. Guaita and Ward are the best goalkeeper combination on wildcard. Target Liverpool, City and Arsenal fixtures this game week. I'll be waiting until just before the deadline to see if we get any Liverpool League lineups, but Trent will probably be the player that I'll be bringing in this week. That leaves my lineup as follows: Pope in goals, Cancelo, Trent and Trippier in defence, Bone, Martinelli, Zaha and Salah in midfield, and Mitrovic, Haaland and Solanke up front. With Haaland back in action this week, I can't look elsewhere for the armband. Liverpool faced Forest in the early kick-off, so Salah could have played himself into contention, but after his blank during the week, I think I'll have to play it safe to maintain my rank. With injuries to Liverpool, we may well see Salah up front, but Haaland can easily return against Brighton after being rested for a week, so therefore he's given the armband. As mentioned earlier, I'll be waiting until just before the deadline to see if we get any Liverpool team news before I bring in Trent. Don't forget to follow me at FPL Era on Twitter and Instagram, where I'll post my locked in team before the deadline. If you've made it to the end of the video, please drop it a like, comment below and subscribe to the channel if you're new. There you have it. There's my Game Week 13 team. Best of luck for Game Week 13. I'll see you in the next video.